How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Irish Country Life. This is our second channel where we go into the detail, the life, the behind the scenes of what we are doing down here in West Cork. Our main channel, on the other hand, West Cork Wonder. Feel free to check out the renovation over there, but here, what we're going to do is something very exciting. We've been trying to eat a lot more meat for various different reasons. What we've started to do is get to know our butcher locally, and we've been ordering half cows from him, butchered, and we keep them down below in our freezers. What we've also started to do actually is to get half pigs from him. And there are people that hunt some of the wild deer down here. I'd love to do it myself. I don't have a gun at the moment or part of a club. But apparently there's quite a lot of wild deer down here and they have to be culled quite frequently, and currently the culling season is open. He gets some deer in every now and then, so we said definitely give us a few of those deer. So we picked up 2 deer. What we've tried so far is some of the mints. We've had venison burgers. You always see them at markets and it's very nice. I might even cook them for you, but it looks just like a regular burger, so maybe there's not much of a big deal. What I'm going to do today, though, is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. I am going to cook 2 venison shanks. Now this is the way it comes, packaged from the butcher. So I'll just give you a look at what we have. They're not a bad size, actually. Here we have our venison shank. Quite a lot of meat on it. However, I also think there's actually some deer fur on it. That's hilarious. Apparently, the problem with these is there's quite a lot of connective tissue as well, as we can see here. So what we are going to do is slow roast these fellas, and for a long time. So what I'm going to do first is just to braise them. And it's myself and Claire having it, so we have a shank each, and I think these are going to be wonderful. I don't know what it's like. Does any of you guys hunt deer? I would love to give it a go. If you can take me out, I'd love to check it out. This is going to be a very quick recipe. There's not a lot behind the scenes. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the cast iron pan to braise them, then we're gonna deglaze, and then we're going to add a little bit of flavor. So, let me just get this on and get it up to heat. I'll take you over. Right, so we get the pan smoking, get the heat right up. We get a little bit of oil in there. Let's get the party started. Heavily season the shankies. All we really want, salt and pepper. Another bit of olive oil. We want to get that completely covered in here on all sides. And we want to get it going. Deglaze the pan. Okay, we're going to throw in a few onions and carrots, take off the ends of it, bosh, just like that. I don't mind the skins, but sometimes they add a little bit of bitterness, especially if you don't know where they're from. So I'm just gonna take off a little bit of them. I never find anything in this house except my knives. So I use my knives for everything. If you can, you want these pretty small, pretty small. Do for now. Hey, that don't look good. So, killing and cooking a deer is fairly divisive. A lot of people, well, Claire especially, she says she's having Bambi for dinner, which doesn't really help, I suppose. So, I actually forgot to record this. Oh my gosh. But what I'm doing here is I have 2 onions, a carrot, and 3 cloves of garlic. I've just added that in here to deglaze the pan. I've then added just a little bit of apple cider vinegar just to help with the deglazing, and I'm just kind of letting this simmer down a little bit before I put the whole concoction together. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. I've only had venison a few times in my life. The first time actually I had venison was when I was 12. Kind of, we were just finishing our primary school, and the very last thing we did was take a class trip to Switzerland, which was amazing. This is in the times before there was flights. This is editing Rob to say, of course I'm not that old. There were flights at the time. They just weren't cheap. There wasn't really like budget airline carriers, but there were flights. I'm not that old. And we actually went by coach. It took about 2 days to get to Switzerland, and we saw really cool things, went to really cool places. Some of the highlights was this glacier museum where the whole museum was carved out of a glacier. It was really awesome. The other one I went to was the 007 revolving restaurant. Now, as a kid, I grew up loving James Bond. My whole family did. Whenever a James Bond movie came on, Saturday nights, on the weekends, all the kids went to bed, but I was allowed to watch it. So I had some special privileges for James Bond. So as a 12-year-old, when I thought I was going to the place James Bond was filmed, it was amazing. I was blown away. So the revolving restaurant in the James Bond movie was the villain's lair. I can't remember the name of the villain, but the movie was on Her Majesty's Secret Service, and I remember that because George Lazenby only starred in it once. He was the only James Bond to only have one movie. And when I went up there, it was just sensational. The inside stayed still, but the outside rotated. Now this restaurant is the highest restaurant in Switzerland. It's 3,500 meters on top of one of the mountains in the Alps. So you're sat on the outside and you're just rotating with a 360-degree view. It is sensational. Anyway, when I was there, I had venison and chocolate sauce. I thought it'd be like a chocolate bar or something, but it wasn't. It was quite bitter. There was no sugar in it, but it was actually divine. And I think I've only had venison once or twice since then. But yeah, I've always liked to try it. I wanted to hunt it myself and shoot it, but I haven't gotten around to it. I don't know how you go about doing that in West Cork. Can you only hunt on your own lands, or do you join a club or something? I don't know. But since we were going to the butcher, he was able to hook us up with some venison, so that's why we're trying it here. And who knows? Hopefully it'll become a bigger part of our diet in the future. So my base here is ready to go. I think at this point I'm just going to pop both of these fellas right in there, and I'm going to add a few other things for flavor, I think. And here is some tomato sauce that we had from the polytunnel this summer. You don't really want to cover it because it's all going to reduce down, but I suspect I want a little bit more than that, so I think I might add a little bit more. Just a little bit more water. That's good. That's great. Okay, now at this point I think you can get, I really want to try a very hot one, so I'd add chili peppers into this, but any spice you have. Now I happen to have a really nice Spanish spice mix, which is specifically for paella, of which venison goes really well with. So I've never tried this before, but I'm hoping it'll go well. This one is particularly strong with saffron. You can see saffron on my fingers, so let's see how that turns out. All right, so we do have salt and pepper in here. We do have saffron. I'm going to add just a little bit of chili, some smoked chili. This stuff is unreal if you can get your hands on it. Frank Hederman, I don't know, does he do online sales? We kind of can add this chili to absolutely everything we cook. And that's it. I think I am just going to bang this into the oven, I reckon, and I will come back in a few hours. That's it. Claire's gone off, giving away free trees this Sunday. So I think they got another 2,000 trees she's distributing in West Cork. So when she comes home, hopefully she'll have this as a nice surprise. is gonna put it in now for about 3 hours. We'll be back to you in a minute. Oh, I just remembered there's one thing I have to use, and that is the leftover cranberries I've had for 2 months since Christmas. They're still pretty good. They're not completely rotten yet. I don't know how they last so long, but they do. The whole pack's going in. Whole pack. Well, maybe not the rotten ones. I'll show you when it's done. Hey folks, we'd like to give you guys a huge thank you for being here on this journey with us. If you actually would like to support the channel and help us make these videos, why not consider buying a few Christmas cards or a few of our postcards, or why not pick up a handcrafted Christmas decoration? All of these are available on our Ko-fi store, links below. For something different, why not check out our Homestead Journal on Amazon, or you can become a member of Patreon. And as always, if you're not subscribed, please do so and hit that notification bell. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Right folks, it has been about 3 hours and I am just going to pop this bad boy out of the oven. Just under 3 hours. Have a look at these boys. Oh my god, look at that. So ideally we want the meat kind of to pull apart. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh wow. Oh wow. That is divine. Absolutely divine. Look at this. Look at that. Right, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna leave these in. They're gonna continue to just cool down very slowly in their own juices. And I am going to, if we're out of potatoes, don't eat potatoes that often, I'm going to go into the field. I think we should have some potatoes left, and gonna do some mash. And then I have an idea for a dessert. I'm not sure it'll work, but I'm gonna give it a go. I'll continue. I won't put these back in the oven, but I will let them sit here and I will let them cool down. Come back in a minute. Right, I've been doing a bit of a spring clean on everything. What I have here is a little bit of pastry that I think we used for mince pies at Christmas. And look, if you watched West Cork Wander last year, you know we planted dozens of raspberry bushes and they all died. And you'll also know raspberries are my favorite. So I did something at Christmas with raspberries, so we still have some leftover frozen raspberries. What I'm going to try and do is to make a kind of a raspberry jam with them. I'll show you. Have this pan on. Right, so now we are just going to drop these raspberries in. Hopefully there's enough water in it that I don't need to add too much more. We don't need it full of heat. A little bit of water. Oh, look at this, it's clear. The old woman from the forest has returned. How did your tree distribution go?
Good. So we could have done with more people. We have a lot of trees left over. So, but anyway, we'll have to distribute them. So we see how we go. That's for Free Trees Ireland. So hopefully, but it was nice.
And you got a lovely day, didn't you? Nice bit of blue skies and sunshine.
Look at that. Now. Anyway, I'm heading out to get you some spuds.
Potatoes, please.
So give us a bowl there.
You'll need a bigger bowl than that for our spuds.
Really?
No, it's fine. When I was a kid, my grandmother, she had a nice little, she had a small garden in a housing estate, but she made use of every inch of space in there, and she had the most incredible raspberry bushes. She made tons and tons of raspberry jam every year, or raspberry syrup, and I used to love going out and picking them. So raspberry is what I really want to grow here on the farm. Maybe I should have defrosted it first. No, you don't. Right. Ooh, still hot. Now we can jam up temperature a little bit. Yummy. Whilst I don't fully want to make a jam, I wouldn't mind a little bit of jam consistency, so I'm gonna get a nice bit of lemon in here, which should make it a little bit more bitter, which I like, but also add a little bit of pectin. And then to counteract the lemon, I'm going to add just a spoon or two of sugar. And the sugar we use is Claire's honey. Spoon or two of honey. Just let this simmer for a bit now. Perfect. Actually, do you know what would be great in that? Just, let's see if Claire can tell, just 3 squares of dark chocolate. Can Claire taste it? Okay, so we are going to use the old mince pie container, and I have the pastry here. Let's roll this fella out. I can see lumps of butter in this, so this is the shortbread butter pastry we made, which I guess we didn't really mix very well. Right. Oh my god, guys. Ziggy, stop. The flavor, the little bit of chocolate is, oh my god, it's unbelievable. I kind of feel like this is a bit on the big side. No, it's okay. Nice. Let's get a few of these. I don't think we'll fill the whole lot. We'll get a couple done anyway. If you want to see how these were made, check out the mince pie episode. Right. Look at this now. It's not fully a jam, not quite a conserve. Now we're just going to mix it in a little bit. Should have let it cool down. I'm just going to risk it for the biscuit. Wow, the smell of chocolate is just unreal. Now the pectin will help it to set, but the honey also wants to go solid at room temperature, so I think if you keep these in the fridge, hopefully the jam will kind of set. So a bag of raspberries, or well, whatever it was, half bag of raspberries, 2 teaspoons of honey, half a squeeze of lemon. Let me see how these bad boys set. Anything left over will just go into a little bowl, into the fridge for when we've pancakes or something like that. which isn't often, but Ash had his friends over this weekend, 4 of them, and they had a lot of pancakes. Magnificent! Alright, bang these fellas in. Look at that! Behold! Divine. Died and... oh, feck it, I forgot to put those on top. This doesn't really serve a purpose. So, using up what I got left, which is purpose enough for anyone. Now, get these back in again. I'm going to quickly get those spuds on the go. Check this out, look. Fresh from the garden, still going strong after almost a year. Amazing. What?
They weren't very big spuds.
Yeah, they're better than the ones we have had in here.
They are, yeah.
Should be more than enough. Gonna hit it up with some water and get it cooking. Check out these boys, huh? Some fresh jam tarts. Cause I love a little tart, don't I?
I think they need a bit of cream with them.
What do they now? Watch out.
I'll organise that.
Oh, suddenly how you whip into action as soon as there's a bit of dessert on the menu, is it?
That's it.
After a long pause due to carnivore, we have started, or I have started, with sourdough again. Look at that! I'm a week now waiting for it to rise. We are gonna eat tonight, or tomorrow, or the day after, one of the days.
One of these would be.
One of the days.
Tony's back.
Actually, I'm gonna get that out. Shoot, they started coming out good, now they're coming out all arseways. Suppose you could have used a better pastry than a shortbread buttery pastry. Oh, damn it. Pretty good though. Perfect. Look at those boys. Right. Save them for later. Check the potatoes. Potatoes are almost done. What we want to do right now is twofold. Firstly, we want to take some lovely deer meat off this. Secondly, we want to reduce this sauce down in consistency and maybe give it a blend. But first, let me try and take some of this meat off. Actually, maybe the bone will just come out. Lovely. Dog is going to love them. Get another bowl for Rooney. Look at that. You see all the marrow has come out? That's exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. Right, folks, that is 2 shanks worth of deer meat. Now, you can see already how much the sauce has reduced from the line that's on the inside, can you? I am just going to blitz this up and see if I have to reduce it further. And there we go, folks, look at that. A lovely sauce. Next up, we have mashed potatoes. Right, so for the potatoes, we are going with a little bit of milk, or cream in this instance, fresh Irish cream. A little bit of butter. Possibly you don't really need two of these. It's kind of the same thing. Okay. Right. I suppose we better serve up these puppies. I will do myself and Claire. If I could, I'll do my son as well. Alright, I'm gonna let my son's here. He can get what he wants. I'm just gonna work with myself and Claire now. Get a nice portion of the deer meat, venison, gorge. Gorge. Save that for Ash. He might get something else. I'm not sure if he'll be too keen. Delish. And here we go. Perfect timing, Claire. Oh, yeah. We'll have a quick taste. Our son doesn't want to be on the camera, but this looks amazing.
It's really thickened up, didn't it?
Blended it. Right, love. Right, folks. Let's get stuck in.
To some shank.
Shank. A shank, yeah?
Thank you, honey. A bit of Bambi.
Bambi. Bambalicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's just like lamb, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of a mixture, but not quite like lamb. It's like a mixture of the beef and lamb, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it.
Lamb is very distinct, isn't it? Taste.
I hope to catch a few more Bambis. Gorgeous, a really nice taste. I was quite surprised the amount of meat that came off 2 shanks. I didn't think that would do us. But that's only because I think a lamb bone is so big. This deer bone is not that big at all.
You think this was smaller than a lamb leg?
The bone, I think, was.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I suppose when you think of a lamb leg, actually.
Yeah. And we don't have potatoes often, but these are gorgeous, aren't they? Great to have our own spuds again.
Sort of magically appear out of the ground.
Right. Claire insists on pausing her dinner for a bit of dessert. Woohoo! No recipe was followed in the production of this dessert.
You just whipped it up.
I just looked at what was in the freezer. Oh, it leaves a nice pink stain on my work surface. Big spoon, little spoon. Let's give it a go, so.
You sure you don't want some cream wrap?
I'm good,
I
thanks.
feel it would be... Just make it.
I just want to take all the flavours in. I love raspberries. This is divine. It did actually set a bit more than I expected, didn't it?
Did that?
In terms of jam, I didn't think it would.
Yeah, it's really good. Hopefully we have our own raspberries next year.
I don't know what
This
the
year.
pastry was made for. Was it mince pies?
Yeah.
Very buttery and crumbly, isn't it? Do you get any special flavour in the jam?
Yeah.
What?
There's a hint of chocolate.
She knows her stuff.
Very faint hint of chocolate.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
3 squares
you didn't
of dark chocolate.
want it's only like a kind of an aftertaste of it.
Yeah. If you put in cocoa powder, it would have gone brown. Browner. Anyway, we'll have some more of these in a minute. Let's get back to our dinner. Let's get the son down and get him fed.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it there. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Song full.
Mila Mahagat. There's actually some deer fur on it. That's hilarious. Gosh. And fur. You know it's fresh. There is lots of hair. That is amazing. It's all white hair. Oh gosh. No, that's not good.